Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Longchamp Racecourse here on Thursday. It's the 7th of September 2023. Gonna look at the stakes action, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for racecourses around the world, and I mean it around the world. We're gonna look at the first three races on the program. Some good stakes action here, so let's get to it right now. The first race is the PRIX JOUBERT Stakes. It's listed stakes going for a purse $58,500. Races for 3-year-old fillies here. We have a field of 8 of them going the 2,800-meter journey or a mile 3/4 on the turf course. I'm going to take the 4-horse Distinguished Star. Pardon me if I mispronounced the horse's name wrong. I'm going to go 4-6 in your forecast exacta. 4-6 forecast exacta. Top selection of 4-horse Distinguished Star. This 3-year-old field by Distinguished Secret. Jan Berboat trained this one. Christian DeMero gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came 13th of August at Deauville. A mile and a half in the Group 3 Pre-Manolive Stakes, and she finished second by a nose that day. If you go off of her recent runs before that, it looked like she wanted to go the staying trip, or, a little bit longer than a mile and a quarter, and, probably even further like she's going today. But she finally got that trip last time out. She was drawn a little bit wide, which probably cost her, but she had a great trip, and she stayed the trip well. Nothing bad about that race. Prior to that, 20th of June at Chantilly, a mile and a quarter in a novice conditions race, finished second by 3/4 length. I thought the trip was just a little bit too short for her, but she was traveling decently, stepping up in class. And then Chateaubriand on the 5th of June, a mile and a quarter in a maiden race, the lower end maiden race. He won by 3 lengths and was quickening up nicely and went away with it. On the bottom C tier of the French tracks, he wasn't running half bad. Had a very good place at Algiers on debut in April. Came back, ran a little bit subpar Dieppe after that, but she had a very troubled trip on a little bit too fast ground. A little given the ground should suit her well today. She's been crying out for a longer trip. She's going to get it. She could win. The 6-horse Sunset Point for Godolphin and Charlie Appy and Miguel Barcelona could definitely win also. Most recently at Newmarket on the 5th of August in a mile and a half condition race, novice race. She finished second by 3.5 lengths that day. The winner had the jump on this horse, but she stayed the trip well. But she won all out at Ascot in July in a mile and a half handicap, winning by 1/4 lengths from the rail. An easy race. She was very, if you look at some of the races last year and going to this year, she ran terrifically at Willingfield to end off the season last year and came back to win at Windsor quite nicely, going away by nearly just over a half a dozen. Coming back here, she could definitely win. I'll use her on the ticket. She goes up with the staying trip. But to recap my selection for the first from Longchamp, it's the PRIX JOUBERT. Gonna take the 4-horse Distinguished Star. Give kudos to the 6-horse Sunset Point. 4-6 Exacta. Use them both in the multi-race. The second race from Chantilly, not Chantilly, can't speak. Second race from Paris Longchamp. It's the Group 3 Prix de CHENES Stakes. It's a Group 3 event going for an $85,000 purse race for 2-year-olds here. 4 horses are going 1,600 meters or a mile on the turf course. I'm going to take the 1-horse Zabaria as a top selection. I'm going to go 1-4-3 in your TriCast trifecta. 1-4-3 TriCast trifecta. Top selection 1-horse Zabaria. 2-year-old called by Witten Bassett. The Aga Khan owns this one. Jean-Claude Roger trains. Christian DeMero gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing, first time against stakes quality horses in a listed race at Deauville, 1 mile on the 17th of August. She finished second by a neck that day, and she was with them early on. She just couldn't keep up late, but I thought with the longer trip, she ran her heart out. It's not as the deepest race in the world, and she'll be getting forwardly paced from this post-draw. I think she could go a long way and run another good race here today. Prior to that 9th of July, Deauville 7 furlongs in a maiden race. She finished second by 1/3 lengths that day. The winner had the jump on this horse. This horse was a little bit wide, which probably cost her there, and it wasn't her day to win. And then here a long shot over the 6.5 in the main race at the end of May, winning by 1.5 lengths that day. She got around the bend well. She quickened up, and it was an all-around easy race, winning by open lengths. Coming here with some class relief from her most recent race, she could win. I'll use her on the ticket. The 4-horse Alcanator for Andre Farr, Miguel Barcelona could win also. Most recent conditions race over the 7.5 at Deauville mid-August. She won by 2, and she kept going. That was a very good run. Prior to that at Chantilly, I don't know if she liked the trip and the decrease in trip. She never really got going there, but she won over the 7 on debut at Saint-Cloud quite nicely. I think the mile should suit her well. She's drawn well on the inside. She has some speed. She wants to use it. I'll use her on the ticket. But to recap my selection for the second from Longchamp, it's the Group 3 Prix de CHENES. Gonna take the 1-horse Zambarai. again, pardon the mispronunciation. Give kudos to the horse Alcanator 143, Tri-Cash Trifecta, using both in the multis. The third race from Longchamp now, it's the Group 3 Prix Mouli Stakes. It's going for an $85,000 purse, race for 2-year-old years. Field of 7 horses, going 1,600 meters or a mile on the turf course. Gonna take the 4s, Millie Moliere, as a top selection. I'm gonna go 4-7-1 in your Tri-Cash Trifecta. 4-7-1 Tri-Cash Trifecta, top selection of 4 horse Millie Moliere. This 2-year-old filly by Kingman here. Andre Farb trains. Miguel Barcelona gets the mount. The horse's most recent outing came in a conditions race at Deauville over the 7.5 furlongs, 15th of August, and the horse won by 2.5 lengths that day, and this horse won in a trot, basically. He settled well towards the front in the small field, and when he had the turn of foot, he took off clear. A very exciting run for this horse there. Coming back here, he's going to have to overcome a wide poster with the large field, but I think this horse could settle well and get the job done here today. 2 back at Deauville, 7.5 furlongs in a novice race on debut end of July. She won by neck that day. Again, drawn a little bit wide, but she was coming and she got the job done late. A very good forwardly paced trip. Definitely on the improve. She could win. The 7 horse Ashina Farah for Jim Crowley could win also. These UK shippers, you have to watch out for these French Group 3s, and even they're better in the listed races, but in the last 5-6 years, the UK runners going to France to scoop up these Group 3s and in these listed races, they've been really, they've been batting quite nicely. A little bit better before the pandemic, but even still after the pandemic, they've been batting a good average. But this horse ran about a month ago at Haydock, 7 furlongs in a novice race where the horse won by 1.5 lengths. They had to use the horse a lot that day, but she got the job done. She goes up with a lot with an extra trip here, an extra furlong, but she's going to have to be a little bit more into it early on today. 2 back at Downcast, 7 furlongs in the first July in the main race. She won by a half a length that day, and again, she won for fun on the front end. That was a very good race. Something that scares me is sometimes she just gets a little lackadaisical. But she has some hidden ability, like she showed on the debut. She has a good pedigree here with the Noble Mission. At 3-1, I'll use her on the ticket. Keep an eye on some of these fillies today, and these 2-year-old fillies and Gelding and Colts in some of these races today at Longchamp, because they're gonna be starting next week or next month at on Arc weekend, so it's gonna be quite exciting, so check that out. But to recount my selection for the third from Paris Longchamp, it's the Group 3 Prix Mouli. Gonna take the 4 horse Millie Moliere. Give kudos to the 7 horse Ashina Farrar. 4-7-1 Tri-Cash Trifecta. 4-7 in your multi-race. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.